So let's go ahead and dive right in. Now, just as before, just to make it clear, for various reasons, this is again rated PG-13. Means if you're not 13 years or older or have your parents' consent, don't watch this video. It's not intended for you, no. Okay, let's get started. So what is this YouTube's new rule? Oh boy. Always so much fun. YouTube's new rule basically states, and I'll leave once this video is up and running, I'll put the link in the description below. You can look at all of YouTube's rules, but you gotta scroll down, and my wife, who was kind enough to actually go through all this crap, because I didn't want to do it. Actually, I was too busy to do it, and she was the one nice enough to actually go through it, has pulled it up so I can go ahead and tell you what it says, but you have to scroll down quite a bit, and she actually looked it up the first time, and then she couldn't find it the second time because it was, again, hard to find. Just a little clip in this long scroll of just words. So, it states that YouTube may terminate... if I can speak, it would be good. YouTube may destroy your access or your account's access to all or part of the service if YouTube believes in its sole discretion. So it's the only one that can decide this, and all it has to do is decide it in order for it to qualify. Now, looking at this, okay, at this point, so it's just saying, hey, we're going to deny you service. We're going to take away your YouTube account if you don't fit this. So what is it? Like, oh, I put too much hate speech on there. I mean, that's in line with what they've done prior, or I'm not in line with what they say, or I try to recruit for ISIS, or something like that, right? That's what it means? No. The rest of it clearly states that provision of service, so the service they're giving you, is no longer commercially viable. What does that mean? Commercially viable. In layman's term, it means if you're not making YouTube money, they get to delete your account and deny you service. So if you are a YouTuber who is no longer able to put ads in front of their channel, YouTube can delete your account. This just comes at the heels of this whole Child Endangerment Act thing they wanted to imply, and now that child-friendly channels can't monetize. So what does this mean for family-friendly content? I mean, anything that would attract a kid's attention. Well, that means that at any time, channels like Studio C, who specifically do comedy, which is, some of their stuff's okay, and some of their stuff's fantastic. Smarter Every Day, which shows you science and how things react, and some of those are amazing. They're glass drop test is astounding and something to really behold. But since it's science and it's cool and things kind of explode when you do some sciencey stuff, that can be considered kids and family friendly. And because of the new rules being put in place, that means you can no longer monetize. That means that YouTube can now delete your account with no more than, we just don't want your account. That's a whole explanation. So, and also family vlogs, such as, Off the Ranch, as well as many other how-to videos, just guidance on family. I mean, all those can be deleted because YouTube decides, well, since they're not bringing us money, and that's where it really comes down to, is if you're giving YouTube money, are you generating money for YouTube? If you're not generating money for YouTube, that means they get to delete you if they so desire. And it's at their sole discretion. So there is no appeal process for this. Now, you've also got, on the other hand, channels that they've been censoring, such as David Wood, Vocab Malone, What Do You Meme, Steven Crowder, Ben Shapiro, Andrew Klavan. Demolition Ranch itself, basically anything that YouTube doesn't like, that they can say, you know, you're no longer allowed to monetize on these certain topics, or on these videos you can't monetize. Well, now they get the right to just delete your account outright if they demonetize everything. And there's no sort of, well, we're going to demonetize you and then we'll give you a warning, and there's no check and balance for this. They could literally demonetize everything you have overnight and then immediately delete your account with no explanation at all. And this is really a scary thing for creators, because you don't know if the next video that you upload is going to be your last, or even if your channel is going to last long enough to upload. I don't even know if my channel will last through the stream if this rule was in place. I mean, it can delete it. Basically, I'm not bringing YouTube any money. I'm too small. And that comes to the last bit, which is, what about new channels? What does this mean for new channels? People who are just getting started off, you know, little Bobby who wants to videotape himself and his friends playing Fortnite together. Well, that's child friendly. And at the same time, Bobby and his friends are just sitting together playing it, and they probably only subscribe to each other. So he's got maybe 5, maybe 6 subscribers to his name. Well, that's not enough for YouTube to now allow them to monetize because of YouTube's relatively new laws on how they want monetization to be handled. If you're not above 1,000 subscribers and have, I think, 10,000 hours of watch time, you have to have both of those in order to qualify to even monetize. So you cannot even bring in any revenue to YouTube until you get to that, until you reach that goal. So until, you know, the little YouTuber is up at 1,000 subscribers and 10,000 watch hours, he's in constant danger of just being deleted because YouTube decided they didn't want him, or that they didn't like him that day. So they just completely delete everything he's uploaded. All of his videos, gone. All that time with his friends, gone. His hopes to make it anywhere on YouTube, gone. This is a far cry from what we were originally sold was the point of YouTube. We were supposed to be able to come here and share our videos and have our friends come and watch it, and, you know, if it takes off, it takes off, and if it goes viral, then YouTube's willing to pay us for it. But this is a far cry from that when, well, YouTube's willing to pay you if you're big enough. Because if you're not, then, well, YouTube can just delete you without any warning. If you don't say anything that they deem controversial or that they just don't like. And if you're not family friendly. So if you don't do something that would appeal to young kids, then you might be able to make it on YouTube. But you can't have any bright colors. You can't have anything that would appeal to kids, such as cereal. I'm not advertising that. I'm not. It's PG-13. But if you put that in some certain other things, then you're marked for kids, and then you can't monetize. If you can't monetize, then YouTube gets to delete you. You see how this process goes?
Wow, brother, isn't that just a slippery slope argument? You know, it doesn't...
Yes! Slippery slope arguments actually make sense when there is a slippery slope. And you're sliding down it, and you're just like, this is a slippery slope. Yes! YouTube gets complete control to delete you without any sort of accountability. Without any appeal process. So what on earth is YouTube even thinking at this point? I mean, really, the content creators have built YouTube. It is by their work and their late nights that YouTube is as big as it is. Yes, YouTube did provide a platform. Yes, YouTube provided tech support. They did provide that. So it's not like YouTube didn't do anything. But a lot of that building up was the creators like us. I mean, like you, me, everyone. So what on earth is YouTube doing when it's making it harder for creators even to start, let alone, and then it makes it harder for any creators to have a difference of opinion? I mean, that's where it boils down to. If you have any difference of opinion, they classify you as, oh, well, it's hate speech, so we won't let you monetize now. Since you've been demonetized, we'll go ahead and delete your account. And then you're making it harder to continue to provide the content the viewers love. So all of these, one after another. What on earth is YouTube's plan with this? Why are they doing this? What is the purpose? Obviously, they're not trying to continue the platform that we've all known. They're trying to shift their companies, what their company is providing. They want to shift it to be more oriented around a paywall, to be behind a paywall, as such as like YouTube Red, which failed horrendously. No one bit that, and most YouTubers who decided, oh, well, let's do this, got slammed by their viewers because they're basically putting behind a paywall what was once free for the viewer. On top of that, they also want to push more movies, more YouTube originals, which again would be behind that paywall. So basically, they're looking like they're becoming more like either Prime Video or Netflix or Hulu. It looks like they're trying to cut that piece of pie and ignoring what they actually are, who they actually are, who built them, how they got to this point. And so doing, leave behind everyone that counts on them. I mean, these are entire companies who've built up around this concept of having a platform that they can give. Like, for example, Studio C. Studio C hires multiple actors. They have a script they go by. I mean, this is a lot of work that's put into this. And if you hear my son in the background, please ignore him. He is having a good day. He's much better than what he was last time. He was very sick last time. So, but these are families who are relying on this. These are people who've made this their career. And it's like their company is going bankrupt. Why? Because now they're getting 90% less. Definitely in the case of comedy, like Studio C, who produce clean comedy, which is family friendly. And you know what? That's kind of hard to come by nowadays. Family friendly content? That's, as far as comedy goes, lack of poop jokes and foul language, that's hard to come by. And yet, instead of making it easier to give us what we want as the viewers, they make it harder. YouTube makes it harder and harder for them. By now having it as a constant threat, they can't go day by day not knowing if their job's going to be the next day. Wouldn't that be horrible if your company was like, well, thank you for working today. Tomorrow, I'm not sure if we'll be here. You'll know at 7 o'clock when you check in if we're actually a company still. But just keep coming in. I'm sure that paycheck will come eventually. Yeah, that's a little sketchy. Definitely if you have to take a pay cut just to keep the company going. And then on top of that, you don't know if that paycheck's coming. That's a nightmare. No one can feasibly do that. So what's going to happen to these content creators that you've loved, who you've spent time watching their shows, who you enjoy what they produce? We have a couple of options. The primary one that I've seen, and the one that I've enjoyed the most, although it's still a far cry from the support and the analysis that YouTube has given us, is BitChute. Now, BitChute's still growing. There's still opportunity for it to develop. And I do have a correction to what I said last stream about BitChute. They do have a paid option for their creators. BitChute will contact the creator, and then from there they can work out being paid for their content. Needless to say, I don't get that because I am teeny, teeny, tiny. So I'm still smart fry, and I'm not surprised I'm small. But nevertheless, this is another opportunity that you could go for. Now, again, YouTube was paying right up. I mean, I could upload my first video and I could click monetize as soon as I became a member, and boom, I'm getting paid. Granted, it was very, very minute, and I never actually received any checks from YouTube. And I've done, I think, 4 channels. Done 4 different channels for each one, looking at different types and trying different things out just to get into the flow before I actually did launch Your Brother in Christ, which is my primary now and my main focus. But just to take that away, and they did that not long after I joined. They took it away, said, hey, you need to be behind. Actually, not long after I started. I'm sorry, after I started this channel. They said, okay, well, you need to have so many subscribers, 100 subscribers and so many views. Okay, well, I met that. I was over 100 subscribers at that point. So I was like, yeah, it's kind of a jerk move for the younger ones, but there really is not any sort of penalty for them. And then they moved it even further, so much further than I could stretch. So my channel's left in dust, and I'm like, I can't monetize. But then again, it's like I might have earned my entire time here, maybe like 2 cents. So not that big of a loss, to tell you truthfully. Well, now they've got this new rule that states that they can just delete me if I'm not making money for them. So if I'm not slaving away for them, making them money, they can delete me. Well, geez. What sort of new creator would want to work under that? What sort of new creator would want to say, I just have to get up there, and every single time I upload, every single day, I don't know if my channel will even be there. I don't know if I'll log in, and this will be the last time that I talk to the people there. If I have non-friendly, family-friendly content, I still have my comments open, just like I do, and I can talk to them, but next week I'm gone. I wouldn't know week to week, or even day to day. It's just mind-boggling how someone could work under that, and to make that your career, no one can do that. No one can do that. Definitely, for them to classify something and demonetize it, there is no checks and balances for that. They just decide, okay, you're no longer able to monetize. And again, there's no check and balance for being just deleted. So they could demonetize you, strip you of all your funding, and immediately delete you. And you do not get your last paycheck. Boom, you're done. After being stripped of monetization, I can't get any money from it, so I'm gone. And all that work, all that effort, all that study goes for nothing. Now, I'm in a unique situation because I am a Christian. I am doing biblical studies. So either way, I'm getting the word of God out there, no matter what happens to me personally or to this channel. As long as God is being glorified, that is the only thing that really matters. So that's the new law that YouTube wants to put in and really squash us with, and it really is. And I can see them trying to change into this thing that they're not. And before long, this YouTube's not going to be the YouTube we know. It's not going to be the YouTube we help build. It's not going to give opportunities to everyone. It's not going to give a voice to even the most outcast individual. It's not. It's going to be for a select few channels that make YouTube money. And that's it. That's all it's going to be about. It's going to be, can you make YouTube enough money to justify your existence? And if you don't, YouTube will hang you. That's simple.